I understand the hero is pretty powerful right now, so I guess I'm not too shocked by it, but first pick, I'm not sure if it's worth a first pick here from Unique. Like, it kind of allows a lot of time for Cyberium to get a counter out. They're going to have a think about it, and I can understand maybe they're even a little bit confused here as to why they go into the first pick Deucer. Again, it is a very powerful core to have in this meta right now. Uh, it essentially can just run in any lane, but usually you do see it in the mid lane, but it is very viable in the safe lane or even the off lane if you really wanted to. I wouldn't recommend the off lane for Medusa, but definitely potential there for it. Cyberium. They go into the park. Now this hero received a lot of nerfs in this new patch, but Cyberium, they still seem confident enough to pick it up. It still does do a pretty darn good job of controlling these team fights and dishing out quite a bit of magic damage. And of course, it is still a very, very slippery hero to have to deal with.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I kind of wonder what kind of counter pick you go for here up against the Medusa. Like, do you go for some direct kind of counter? Like, do we see like a PL pop up? Even though it could be problematic going into a PL up against the Medusa, but generally speaking, being able to get a quick defusal and just being able to kind of juke and jive in and out of the team fight usually does pay off up against something like a Medusa. Well, now Unique, they'll go for a Centaur Warrunner. So a much more standard pick now coming out from Unique at a much better time.
Radiant team pick.
Cyberium, they go for the Undying. I've got to say, I'd love to see something like a Wraith King pop out here. Wraith King is just such a powerful POS 1 right now in this meta. And considering you have such early game heroes already, like you've got a Snapfire Puck and Undying, getting a Wraith King into this kind of draft seems like it'd really pay off, because the idea is you just don't allow the Medusa to actually get up and online. Unique, they'll go into the Lina now. And it's going to be a question of whether that's a position 4 Lina or whether they run that as a mid Lina. But it does seem like it'll probably be a POS 4. Again though, it is still very, very open. And Cyberium actually go into the Terrorblade now. That's an interesting pick. You chose Terrorblade into Lina, which is somewhat problematic because Terrorblade does not like going into Magic Burst like Lina can provide. I still like the Terrorblade into the Medusa, especially because you can just really get online quick and start forcing down towers very, very fast. And I don't think Unique will have the answers during that early to mid game to deal with this Terrorblade and the amount of push potential it does have. You see the final ban out there from Unique now. They're going to get rid of the Razor.
5 seconds remaining.
I still think the Wraith King may have been a better option here for Cyberium. Seems like the Terrorblade might take a little too long to be ready to go. So one thing against a Medusa, you don't want to give her time. This last pickup now.
10 seconds remaining.
Do they run an offlane puck? Is that what they're up to? Yeah, it is. Alright, they go for the Death Prophet. So mid Death Prophet, we do see the puck offlane and the safe lane Terrorblade. I mean, it kind of works, right? Cyberium, they hit their level 6, they start running at you. So all there is to it, you just keep rotating around the exorcism timing that comes out of the DP. Unique may just not have the answers for it. But I'm intrigued. Like, what's this last pick here? They've got all their reserve time left. Alright, they go for the Ricky. This pos one Ricky has been very, very popular for so darn long. It's not going anywhere. Aggressive Child will be on that Ricky Maru. I still feel a bit weird about the fact that Medusa was first picked, but it just doesn't seem like there's a real hard counter towards it. You can still see what Cyberium's up to, right? Like, they're still going to push down towers very, very fast. The idea is just don't give Unique enough time or space to get this Medusa up and running. And she does tend to take a while. The problem is, if you do give her 10-15 minutes of flash farming time in the jungle, she could become a real powerhouse. Should be an interesting game nonetheless. I suppose with this Ricky pickup, they can sort of start fighting early on as well. Like, the Ricky doesn't really require much. Unique. See how much space they can buy. We'll get into it. Game number 1 of this best of 3 series. Illidan, of course, is going to be going mid as the Medusa. He really shouldn't have too many issues up against the Maru on the DP. Should be a fairly easy matchup for this Medusa. Of course, Aggressive Child on that Ricky. And we forced to be up against CK on the Snapfire and the offlane Puck being played by Vicarus. You do have to be very wary if you are Unique, because as soon as this DP hits 6, she's either going to make a rotation to try and push down a tier 1, or, alternatively, she'll just start pushing down the mid lane. That's just assuming Illidan isn't still there, but he should be there defending that mid lane tower. I imagine she'll just rotate and try to claim a tier 1 tower instead on the opposing lanes.
The battle begins.
Ring of Tarrasque a first item, huh? Is that a thing now? I mean, it is kind of value, right? 150 HP, 4.5 HP regen. They give him 1 shared tango to go with it. I have never seen that before, personally. He's already got the wand and the Quelling Blade queued up, but is it really worth going for this as a first item? I suppose it is going to provide a lot of regen up against the Undying, and every time he does decay the Centaur, it's going to allow him to just heal up to that full HP faster anyway. It does make enough sense. Of course, Otaka going to be there on the TB. Patushra not really backing off even though the meta's there. He just keeps moving forward and just trying to hit away on this Terrorblade. Now, there's one thing Centaur can do, right? He can just keep moving forward. He doesn't care for the bonus damage of the Terrorblade as of yet. Every time the TB hits him anyway, he's going to be able to get retaliate stacks, so he doesn't really mind. Of course, Gatsy keeping this laner at bay, as we do have an immediate disconnection coming out from Damaru. Apparently there's some lag issues going on.
You didn't see that coming. I feel better already.
We do have Damara reconnecting now. We should be starting pretty darn soon. It's a very rough time for Sobad on this laner. He's just not able to get anywhere near his Centaur to try and set up any form of LSA. Gatsy now going to come over to Patushra, start issuing those decays out on him instead. Though no, it looks like he wants to concentrate on the laner once again. Eventually, just come back to that tier 1 tower. Again, though, I don't think Patushra is minding these decays at all. Like, it just allows him to get to full HP faster with that Ring of Tarask. So Gatsy, I mean, he's just going to concentrate on this lane so bad, but she's also got a headdress up. It's kind of like they got this amazing passive regen going. Gatsy, he's going to keep moving forward. He's going to use all his mana. He's still level 1, has no regen left, and hasn't really done much. The decays are nice and all, but if you don't find a kill or you don't make it super uncomfortable, this hero kind of becomes a little bit useless. It's Gatsy. Just going to go and deny himself off to the jungle now. Or maybe even the tier 2 tower.
Radiant's courier has been
That's all he can really do. He needs to reset and get more mana up. Still, looking down a bot lane, CK and Vicarous now, trying to provide a lot of harass out to Aggressive Child. Aggressive has been having a pretty darn decent time, as we do see the denial finally coming out. But Aggressive Child has been farming very well on this Riki. 13 and 4 in terms of last hits. Only slowing down now because Fishman has been pulling the wave away. CK going to try and get in there for a block. Does actually get the block off, regardless of whether he was in the box or not. But it does concern me a little bit for Cyberium that they haven't really found a way to deal with Aggressive Child yet. Strix to the trade will come out. There's a bit more harassment onto that puck. Now Cookie being thrown out by CK. They want to go after Fishman. This could be the first blood. CK, he has a mango available, but no! They will give first blood away to Aggressive Child, and now Fishman does finally go down. And Vicarous was able to claim the kill in the end, but you really didn't want to give your first blood away like that to the Riki of all things, who is currently farming the best on the map. It's definitely not the way they wanted things to go as top lane. Gatsy, again, trying to keep Patushra at bay with so bad, but they'll just turn around and keep hitting him. They don't really care. It's got one mango left, and again, these decays just haven't done much. They're just healing through it. So you look over at Otaka, and well, he's just forced to farm the jungle now. Luckily for him, Terrorblade is one of the heroes that can farm jungle at a decent pace. He brings a Clarity over. Looks like he's actually going to run back to the fountain and reset there instead before he returns to that jungle. But this is just it's a really disastrous opening here for the Dire side. You can't ask for a worse opening. As Aggressive Child now, going to be able to pick up CK on the Snapfire.
You were my target all along.
Unfortunately, Vicarous just can't do anything about it on the puck.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I question the first pick Medusa, but the game keeps going like this. I just don't see Cyberium being able to do anything against it. Do hit that 5-minute mark. Bounty runes are up. Looks like our Undying is going down. Gatsy, he'll fall quite low. Patushra is in range for the double edge and does get it, but it's not going to be enough. So bad isn't done chasing. Does spot Gatsy running into the tree line. So bad. Do you even bother? Not quite. The thing is, keeping the Undying alive like this is probably even better than finding the kill, because he can't do anything. Doesn't have the mana to spam decay. Doesn't really have much HP. He'll pop a mango, he'll soul rip, he'll decay, but that's it. He's out of mana again as Patushra will just turn around and hoof stomp him. Mid lane, Illidan getting chased down. Fishman going to be there to defend his Medusa. CK going to have to run off now. We do also have the first exorcism of the game being popped, but Damaru cops so much damage from that Mystic Snake that was thrown out. I don't know how much longer he can really try and push this tier 1 tower. As Aggressive Child now apparently finding Vicarus again by himself. They are going to go after Fishman and they will pick up the Venge. Damaru going to continue to apply pressure with this exorcism, but it's pretty much almost over. There we go. That'll be it. First exorcism of the game. Doesn't really pan out so much. They got a vengeful spirit kill. That's really it. You can see Otaka as well. He'll return back into the lane as that TB with Metamorphosis. And we'll see CK trying to rotate up to the top lane on the Snapfire, but Sobad had already spotted him out, so he won't even bother. You will at least notice the stacks going on here from Sobad. Beautiful double stack there from Lena. And poor old Otaka. The moment his meta's over, he's going to go back into the jungle. And again, Terrorblade is one of those heroes that can farm the jungle quite effectively, even at these earlier levels. But it's definitely not your preferred method, that's for sure. Meanwhile, bot lane, again, Aggressive Child getting very aggressive. He just doesn't respect the puck whatsoever. They've rotated Gatsi here on the Undying to try and slow the Riki down, but look, he just blink strikes straight forward. Vicarus, does he actually survive this? He will jump away, but Aggressive Child had a secondary blink. And it's beginning to become child's play here for this Riki. And he has a huge net worth lead over everyone else, currently sitting at 4.2k. 3 Wraith Bands up. Looks like he's got his treads up. And with that, he'll go straight into the defusal next. And this is going to be a very, very quick defusal at this rate. Could be maybe 13 minutes by the time he has that defusal up. Maybe a tiny bit later, but even then, it's still quite fast. As Patusha at top lane. Going to go after CK. Nice cookie to at least stun up that Centaur, but he got the hoof swap off, and now the double edge will come out. Patusha will leave him be eventually. But he's going to have a pretty decently timed Vanguard as well on the Centaurs. CK being chased down now. Retaliate is available, but he's not quite using it as now Metamorphosis comes in and Cookie was thrown out. Patusha going to go for a Stampede away from this Terrorblade, and he will eventually find his way out, but CK going to continue the chase and does have a Mango to pop. Now Scatterblast will connect, but he's still a very, very tanky target. CK doesn't have mana for the cookie. And Sobad will come in, will throw out the salve on his Centaur, and he's out. Just walks out of there. As bot lane, Aggressive Child now on the Riki. Does pick up another kill, this time on the Undying. I just don't know what you can do here up against Aggressive Child. Like, he's way too far ahead. You can't contest him in lane. You can't slow him down anymore. I think you're just kind of better off leaving him alone, because every time you come to the bot lane, he just kills you off and goes back to farming. You're just speeding up that farm for him. As Unique, they will now claim the enemy outpost. Cyberium will go ahead and take it straight back just in the nick of time.
Death's bounty.
And bounties. Aggressive. Takes the dire side once. Vicarus does manage to find one just before the Riki finds it. Poor Otaka. Still being forced to jungle as Aggressive Child again. Jumping onto Vicarus. He won't chase the kill all the way this time. He ran out of Blink Strike charges.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is falling.
Dream Coil going to be thrown out. They do have the Mortimer's Kisses to come. He's still very tanky, but with Damaru and Gatsy to follow up, they will finally have enough to take down this Rikimaru. But is it too late? He's still at the top of the net worth board. He's about to be overtaken, but that's only by his own Medusa, Illidan,
Are fortified.
who's forcing in that tier 1 tower now.
Are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And in fact, we do see a switch up. He doesn't want to go for the Diffusal anymore. He's going to go for that Manta style now.
Dire's
And that is fair enough. There are 2 silences available in Cyberium, so he doesn't want to get caught out like that again. Illidan, mid lane, continues pushing forward. He does have Stone Gaze up and ready. Gatsy also has level 3 Tombstone, so you have to be wary of that, but Illidan doesn't care as now they jump in aggressive. He already found CK. Gatsy trying to drop the Tombstone, but doesn't even get... In fact, he does get it off on the cliff, but it does nothing. As they go for more now, Otaka going to be caught out by Patushara. Stampede connecting. Dreamcore going to stop him for a bit, but they had the swap from Fishman. And so bad with the Laguna Blade, just bursting him down so darn quick. He hasn't skilled up Sunder yet. Even if he had, I don't think it would have made a difference as Aggressive Child still going after more kills.
money to burn.
And they have a 5k net worth lead at 12.5 minutes into this game. Aggressive Child's got the full Yasha up. Going straight into that Manta. Patushara, I believe, has finished his Vanguard and does also have a magic wand that'll be on the way soon. He'll go straight for a blink after that. And Illidan, he's also picking up a mad style. Almost got it, just needs the ultimate orb, and that's only about 600 gold away now.
Dire's top
That Manta not only going to allow him to purge off the silences that he gets applied onto him, but it also allows him to farm a lot faster. And Cyberium still looking for an answer back into this game. 7k net worth behind, and in case you're wondering, that's what that looks like. They're going to try and make a top tier 1 push with this Exorcism, but is it going to matter? The pings are coming out from Unique. It won't be an easy defense, but at the same time, I don't think they need to defend. Patushara, he's going to show up, he's going to clear out the creep wave. And Damaru just doesn't seem confident to keep moving after that tier 1.
Dire's
They're
middle
trying to hope this Centaur runs forward and they can catch him out. But he doesn't. Damaru will start with the Exorcism and the Spirit Siphon. But now Illidan's here with the Stone Gaze and has the Manta up aggressive. Gonna jump in as well. In fact, never mind. Dreamcore is gonna be there in time, but he just pops the Stone Gaze now. Here comes those Mortimer's Kisses, but they're really doing nothing. As the Stampede forward, CK, he's gonna be the first target. Aggressive Child, who do you go after? They go straight after that Undying, and Katsy is gonna die as well as... Well, in fact, never mind. CK did manage to TP out of there. But still, a failed tier 1 attempt. That was your Exorcism being used up. And it seems as though Unique, they're just going to go straight for a top tier 2 tower now.
is under attack.
There's just no hope of stopping this push. As Vickers is trying to farm on the opposing side jungle, but now he's smoke screened up and he's dead.
You, my friend.
Aggressive Child picking up another very, very easy kill. And this is just becoming an absolute stomp. You look over to Otaka. He's still trying to get his own Manta up. But he's so much further away from it. And even with that Manta, it's not like you're ready to fight. You're gonna need a lot more than that. Unique, they know there's no hope of any kind of counterplays coming out quite yet, so they go for the Roshan. And I believe this will be absolutely free. Cyberium, they're just, yeah, they're not even nearby. No chance of defending this Roshan. It's the first Roshan of the game, going to Illidan now. Yeah, that Medusa wasn't hard enough to kill already. Now she's got an Aegis up. And to make matters worse, you have a Mantra up on the Riki, you have Patushra with this Blink Dagger on the Courier. And with that Blink coming up, I believe they will go straight for a team fight. Maybe just go for a smoke attempt. Maybe just go for a push. You're 9k ahead, there's just nothing to be afraid of right now. They are going to start roaming back into their jungle, Unique. We'll spot out Vicarus, and there's the Hoof Stomp coming out. Do they have enough perma-stun? Well, they won't, because the Magic Missile misses, but it will not matter. Sobad does find the Laguna, they find the Tombstone, they find Gatsi's Courier, they just find everything. Cyberium run back home. Tail tucked between their legs. Tushra just moves towards that tier 1. Even just with the Retaliate, he can push this tower down very, very quickly.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Cyberium, I mean, what's the plan here? They've got a Ghost Scepter up on Damaru. He just wants to be able to stand there and Spirit Siphon people away. That Ghost Scepter will be pretty darn good up against the Riki and up against the Medusa. Doesn't help much up against everything else, though.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Speaking of that Medusa, she now has an Eagle Song up. Looks like Illidan's going straight for a Butterfly. But does he have it? No, he doesn't. Not quite yet.
Dire's bottom tower.
But they're going to find a bot tier 2 tower for free.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Again, no defense coming out. They do try to push the top tier 1 instead. And that'll mean they just go high ground. They just say, screw it, we've got the Aegis, let's go for this team fight. There's nothing quite like an early Rax to get your night started.
Radiant's top tower.
Illidan, he's quite low on mana, but he's not going to care as Dream Call does fly out. Mortimer's Kisses are there with triple silence, but is it going to be enough? They are starting to melt here, but a swap out from Fishman will at least save Aggressive Child. Now Fishman should end up dropping, but no. Stampede's there in time. Gatsi, he will be traded away for the Venge kill. And that'll be enough. They threw everything they had. They defended their high ground. They want more, but now a double LSA into a double Hoof Stomp coming out. Patushra is still falling low, and they do find the Centaur kill. Now Illidan is going to have to be forced to try and man-fight this as the Aegis does go down. He's going to need some help, I believe. Maybe not. Still a very, very tanky target. Mystic Snake does jump out. That's a lot of mana coming back towards Illidan. He does also still hold the Manta there. Fishman, he'll swap him out, and now a double LSA again, an Aggressive Child. He's going to jump in. Damaru has been left alone now. He Ghost Scepters up, but is it going to matter? Probably not. He gets a huge silence off, but it just doesn't mean anything. And they just chased way too far. And so what should have been a positive team fight for them ends up being even more gold and XP, going to the way of Unique. And they're going straight back towards that high ground. I don't think they go up this time, and they won't. I think if you're Illidan, you just save up for your Butterfly. There's no real rush here. Aggressive Child as well. He's getting very, very close to picking up that full Diffusal now. Speaking of, the Butterfly is now ready, so you have that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Cyberium, for now, they've got a Mantis Style in their TB, but that's all they've got going for them. You look at Patushra, he's waiting for a target. And they want to go high ground again. You don't have Exorcism up, but you have everything else. So it still could be a pretty successful team fight if Cyberium are able to land everything. Like, the coil into the kisses seems to be the game plan here. Thing is, Unique don't seem to be giving them much of a chance. They're just going to slow siege this with the Medusa. Going to slowly chip away at that mana pool of Illidan, but he does find the tier 3 now. Illidan still gets heaps of mana from Mystic Snake. And here we go again. That melee barracks just slowly being chipped away at. Cyberium waiting for a way into this. They want to find more than this Medusa. They'll drop the Tombstone. Now Exorcism is back up and Snapfire Kisses start flying out. They are burning through that mana pool and Illidan, he's starting to fall low, but so is the DP as he does get swapped in and it looks like he is going to die. It's already 2 down. There'll be a buyback out from CK as Illidan going to go back in now for that Rax. But Aggressive Child is cleaning up the background. They go back in now, the TB getting caught out. Hoof Stomps there from Patushra, and they will end up losing Otaka. In fact, they'll swap in Gatsy as well. It's going to be another 4-man wipe. And Aggressive Child's asking the real questions here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Why are they prolonging this? And yeah, there's the GG call being made. Cyberium. I respect the fact that they wanted to keep trying. But you are 21k net worth behind a Medusa draft. At 22 minutes in, there was no chance left. And with that, that's game number 1. Game number 2 should be underway in about 5 to 10 minutes. I hope Cyberium, if they do allow this Medusa to get through again, I hope they at least get some direct counters towards her. It just felt like they kind of drafted themselves into a corner. They just lost all the lanes, and with this kind of draft, if you lose every lane, it's just not going to work out. Nevertheless, we'll be back very, very soon for that game number 2. It is MLP Dota. I'll see you all again in just a moment.